Welcome to our Neuromovement Breathing for Life program. My name is Anat Baniel. I'm going to guide you through a 5-minute body scan. I strongly recommend you do this scan each day just before you do the 20-minute Neuromovement Breathing for Life lesson. The reason for doing this scan is to potentiate your brain into a powerful learning process. Each time you do this scan, you get better at sensing and noticing yourself, your body, and changes in how you're moving and breathing. Research shows that the ability to pay attention to what we feel as we move is a powerful and necessary driver for positive brain change and transformations in how we move. When you do this scan before each of the neuromovement lessons, you will be primed for even more powerful and immediate outcomes. Please make sure you have a comfortable surface to lie on, and please lie on your back. Make sure you have your shoes off. Have the arms on either side of you, comfortably on the ground. And first of all, just have a general scan, just a feeling of yourself lying down on a surface. And whether it feels comfortable or not, or parts are comfortable and others are not. Pay attention to your breath. Do not change it. Do not try to breathe fuller or deeper or differently. Make sure your legs are comfortably spread. And now locate in your inner feeling, your inner sensation, the right heel, your right heel that's lying on the ground or on a mat or on a bed, wherever it is, and feel the place of contact. Sense where is the heel coming in touch with the ground and the direction the foot is lying in. And then follow up the right leg, the contact of the lower leg with the floor, the back of the right knee, feel whether it's touching the ground or not, the thigh, all the way up to your hip joint. Now do the same thing with your left leg. Your left heel, the contact of your lower left leg with the floor, behind the left knee, and your left thigh, all the way up to the hip joint. And now, shift your attention and feel the contact of the back of your pelvis with the ground. And notice whether the right side and the left side touch the floor or whatever you're lying on equally or not. And just notice which parts are clear, which parts are not very clear, or maybe even missing, even though you know they're there. And now shift your attention to your shoulders and your shoulder blades and feel the contact of your shoulder blades with the ground. And compare the surface that's touching and the feeling of the contact between the right shoulder blade and the left shoulder blade. And then from the right shoulder, go down along your arm all the way to the tips of your fingers. From your left shoulder, go down along the left arm all the way to the tips of your fingers. And now feel the contact of the back of your head with the floor. And notice whether it feels like it's in the middle, or maybe a little bit to the left of your head, or maybe a little bit to the right. And now go back to your spine and feel the contact of your ribs with the ground on the right side, and feel how they come to the side and curve up a little bit and go towards your sternum. And feel the ribs on your left side and feel how they go to the side, come around, and come up in an angle towards the sternum. And now, once again, just get a scan or get a feeling of your whole body, as much of it as you can at once. And the feeling that you get, the sensation, how does it feel to lie down like that? And how does the contact feel? And just once again, without changing anything, notice how you breathe. And thank you. We are ready to move into our neuro movement breathing lesson now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second session of the Neuro Movement Breathing for Life program. We heard from a number of you who told us that you got your exhalation longer, a few years longer, and that many of you felt additional changes in yourself and in the way you feel and the way you moved. And if by any chance you did not feel any significant changes yesterday after the lesson, please do not be discouraged, because I'm quite certain that you will if you stay with us and continue doing the lessons. Now, you also may have noticed that the lesson yesterday was what I call the player's lesson. That means it's the lesson where we actually focus on some, or sometimes all, but some of the parts of the body that are engaged in movement that allows for the breathing action to actually take place. And the more the players are more fully represented in the brain, and there are more combinations and relationships that can play between them, the action of reducing the internal volume of the chest and increasing it can be done more effectively as our actions change, our moods change, our thoughts change, our energy level changes, etc. Today we're going to focus on or work more directly with breathing itself. Many people tend to think that if they could improve the inhalation, the action of bringing air in, that will be the most effective way to improve the breathing. And in effect, if you want to think of one single way to improve your breathing, is actually to improve the capacity of exhalation, the length of it, and the amount of air that comes out of the lungs. Now, the other program that we're going to be following is that there isn't the one right way to breathe. Breathing needs to be as changeable as we are, as changeable as our actions are. Today we're going to focus, lessons on both things, the action of exhalation and the movement of the intentional way in which I'm going to guide you to breathe is different than what many people or most people are accustomed to do intentionally. So please lie on your back, and first of all take a few seconds to observe, follow how you are feeling, your contact with the ground. Those of you who've done the scannings, 5-minute scan before the session started, you're already probably fully in that mode. For those of you who didn't have a chance to do it, just very quickly take a few seconds to feel the way you feel lying for yourself. Contact with the back of the pelvis, the back, the legs, heels, back of the head, arms, shoulders, whatever, just like a light going over your body slowly, like that, sweeping you up and then down, and you observe, you follow the internal sensation. And now bend your knees and put your feet standing, spread
comfortably, not too much, not too little. You can put them all the way together and all the way really far apart. And between those two extremes, find the place that for you feels most comfortable. Now, as we did yesterday, take a breath in comfortably, nothing extreme, and then open your mouth really wide and very slowly exhale. And while you do that, actually count and see if you remember roughly the same speed that you did, with which you did it yesterday. And then when you finish exhaling, close your mouth, inhale through your nose, and ready to exhale, open your mouth really wide, 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 so you could put the part of your fist in your mouth, and very slowly, gently exhale. Now, it's important. I didn't mention it yesterday, but it's very important for me to let you know that exhaling through the mouth is not the right way to exhale. It's a way to exhale. So do counting one more time, and then you can stop. And now place one hand gently on your sternum and one hand on your belly just above the pubic bone. So really your lower abdomen. And let the elbows hang down so there isn't much tension, especially in the arm that's on the chest. Because if there's a lot of tension in the arm, it decreases your sensitivity, your ability to feel what's going on. And now, just breathe any way you want. Don't try to breathe deep or right or whatever. Just pay attention if you feel any movement in the lower abdomen, just above pubic bone, and do you feel any movement in the chest? And for some people, you might feel movement or hardly any movement, and it's not like it's right or wrong, or you're supposed to do something about it. It's just, again, for you to become aware of what you're doing at this moment. And it's a form of a baseline. And now, put both hands on your lower abdomen so that the fingers almost touch, are facing each other, and the rest of your palm, but especially just the area just to the sides of the pubic bone and just above the pubic bone. That's right. And now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to exhale fully, slowly. You don't have to count. We're not counting at this moment anymore. Exhale really slow, as long as you can, comfortably. Then close your mouth, hold your breath for 5 to 10 seconds, whatever you want, and then open your mouth again and exhale some more. Then close your mouth when you've done that, and hold your breath, and then open your mouth and see, maybe you can exhale more for 2 seconds. And you can go back to doing it, start from scratch. And the next time, so I'm going to describe it, you are going to close your mouth, inhale, then open your mouth really wide and exhale slowly. And when you feel that within your range of comfort, you would have maybe just wanted to inhale again, close your mouth and hold your breath to maybe count to 5, and then open your mouth and exhale a little bit more. And then close your mouth and do it again. Do this action until, without intending to, you'll find yourself coughing and the air being like powerfully dragged into or pulled into your lungs. So keep doing it and see if you can bring yourself to the moment where you actually, not because you decide, but spontaneously, you find yourself coughing, and that activates the action of inhalation. So I'm going to give you a little bit more time to look and see if you can get it there. If you can't, don't worry, the lesson is still going to work. If you can, it's also great. So you close your mouth, and then you go to see if you can get to the point of coughing. I'll give you one more time. And now stop that and cough on purpose. And notice what happens when you cough. You know, give the freedom to cough. Just cough on purpose. And notice whether the moment you cough, the lower abdomen pushes out. It's like it's sort of open. It's like something widens. It's the action. So coughing, you can feel that. And now put one hand on your chest. Keep the other one on the just above the pubic bone, and do the same movement again. Notice what happens in the chest. Cough. No, just coughing. And see that really when it's done like that, the chest squeezes, reduces its volume, and the abdomen actually expands its volume, which is usually the opposite of what we do when we breathe. That's good. You can stop. When we breathe in a very quiet, peaceful state or a quiet, gentle action. So now, what you're going to do is you're going to continue holding your hands like that, and gently, not powerfully, close your mouth, inhale. When you're ready to exhale, open your mouth wide. Let the air out gradually. Don't take it out to the extreme while you push the belly out and flatten your chest. The chest slides down, 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 and the belly, the lower abdomen goes out, not the upper abdomen, the lower abdomen. And when you're done exhaling, stop, swallow, and then let it come in through the nose. And then when you're ready to exhale, start from scratch. I've taught this lesson for thousands of people. And for most people, initially, the chest moves a fraction of the anatomically possible movement. So don't force it. Forcing it will reduce the ability to move the chest because it tightens it, and then it becomes not very mobile. So use the whole movement of exhalation. So you open your mouth after you inhaled through the nose. It's a very quiet, gradual, patient movement, action, and you let the air go out, and you slowly flatten the chest, feel where your hand is, that it pushes out. And then once you're done, close your mouth, swallow, and feel what happens in the lower abdomen, by the way, when you swallow. That's part of what the body is organized to facilitate fuller, healthy breath. Anyway, and do this again and again. If any one of you is having a hard time feeling the pushing the belly out, you can go into coughing once or twice, and then go back to not coughing, but doing the gradual, slow movement. It's a very powerful movement. It's a powerful movement of the diaphragm, actually, but it's not something we feel directly. And now continue doing that. Swallow, inhale through the nose, then very slowly open the mouth wide and flatten the chest as you push the belly out, as if you're pushing somebody away from you with your abdomen, until you feel like you've had enough. Then close your mouth, swallow first, and then let the air come in through the nose. When you open your mouth, make sure that your tongue is lying just behind your lower teeth, wide, free, that your tongue is not tight. Now again, this is not the way to breathe or the right way to breathe. It's another way to breathe. And we are expanding the ability and the availability of the movement, the possible movements and configurations in our selves. We're also creating conditions to allow the brain to be able to choose, so to speak. It's spontaneous, but to choose how to breathe us. How, as we shift in life, the breathing matches us, our mood, and our action. And now do a couple, 3 more movements where you inhale through a wide mouth and you exhale through the. So we are reversing. And notice what happens, the exhalation when you exhale through the nose. Does it become shorter? Or maybe not. But again, push the belly out, flatten the chest. The swallowing in between the exhalation and inhalation, you continue doing that. And then you exhale through an open, wide open mouth. You close the mouth. You inhale through a wide open mouth and exhale through the nose. And now roll to lie on your belly. Roll to lie on your belly. Put your, one hand on top of the other and put your forehead on your hands. See if you can get yourself comfortable that way. Spread the legs a little bit. And now, again, open your mouth wide, inhale, and then close your mouth, exhale, flatten the chest and push the lower abdomen out. And notice whether while you're lying on your belly, you can feel organize it gradually. The floor now is a feedback. It can give you feedback through the contact of the belly with the floor. That as you exhale, you flatten the chest, you push the belly out. And actually the floating ribs in the back as a result expand, which is one of the reasons this is really a cool way to be able to breathe. And then you're done, you close your mouth, you swallow, and you exhale through your nose. And repeat that, this in the middle another time. Next time you start exhaling, see if you can exhale in such a way that the right side of your belly, lower abdomen, will expand more than the left one. And one of the ways to do it is by shifting the weight a little, rolling the pelvis a touch, shifting the weight a little bit, and you keep doing the full process of opening the mouth, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, pushing the belly out, flattening the chest, stop, swallowing, and again, inhale through the nose. Excellent. And now continue doing it a couple times, but this time feel if you can flatten the chest and direct as you exhale, direct the movement so that the left side of the pelvis gets a little bit more pressure. And to help intensify the sensation, roll your pelvis just a little bit over to the left, and then inhale through the nose, open your mouth wide, push, and feel like you're directing the air, all the air, to the left side of your belly in your imagination. And now do a movement in the middle again, and feel if the middle has gotten a little clearer. Push the belly out as your mouth is wide. And then, swallow, inhale, and see if you're at least starting to get some access to the action, the movement, and the sensation. And now roll to lie on your back, please. Bend your knees. Put your feet standing spread. And simply let the air, you don't have to push the belly out or anything like that, but inhale and then open the mouth wide. Actually, see if you can control that better and count. And do that a couple, 3 times and see what it's like. And feel if the inhalation feels different now. The whole action of inhalation perhaps is fuller without you grabbing to have more air. Just allowing it and then exhaling any way you want, pushing belly out or letting the belly go in, however you want, and count. And see if the count changes. Excellent. And slowly straighten your legs. Take just a few seconds to feel your whole self, sense of self, how you're landing, and what the breathing feels like now when you're very quiet, you're very low level of effort. And if more of you seems to be alive, present, not just the breathing. Roll to your side and stand up. First of all, just stand for a moment and feel how you stand. And notice whether, and for many people there's a tendency when they stand to shorten the neck, just move your chin a little up and a little down and see if you can lift your head where there isn't any shortening. You might have to adjust. It would feel weird in the eyes to look at the horizon first, but just get that, see if you can do that, because we tend to impact on our breathing. And now walk around and feel any changes. You feel taller, you feel shorter, wider, narrower, heavier, lighter, more mobile. Especially walking, it would be if you feel more smoothness in your hip joints, perhaps ankles, the way the feet meet the ground. And thank you very much for being with us here on our second Neuro Movement Breathing for Life session or lesson.
Thank you, Anat, for presenting and free. I appreciate that very, very much. Now, I did yesterday's session 1, first thing this morning, and I saw a 30% increase in my breathing 10 count. And that surprised me. I knew I would see an increase. I didn't think I'd see that big of an improvement. And I look forward to seeing what kind of improvements that I end up making as we go through this series. I'm Pete Bissonnette, president of Learning Strategies. We're presenting this event with Anat. And I've been doing neuro movements now for, I don't know, a half dozen years or so, and I really like them. I really appreciate the changes that I feel in the hours after I do a session, and then especially in the days after that. So feel free to come back and do this session and yesterday's session, especially this session, 1 or 2 more times before the next session. It will become easier for you. You'll notice that on the breathing, on the exhale, it'll be a different experience when you go through it again. That'll all help develop your breathing system. Now, we'd like you to know that when you upgrade, you'll receive all the video sessions from these 10 days permanently in your online digital library. This way you can do the sessions at your convenience. You can repeat them anytime that you'd like in the future. And that's especially important if some issue comes up in your life that impacts your breathing system, or if you just simply need more energy. So the sessions will be in your online library. This is how it works. So you just follow the upgrade link that's on this webpage. Then as soon as you upgrade, you can access the recordings through your library. Go to learningstrategies.com and you'll see a My Library link at the top of the page. The recordings will be there in your library 24 hours after the live session. In other words, today's session will be in your library by start time tomorrow. Yesterday's session is already in your library. And the same will hold true for the rest of the Neuro Movement Healing Fest. And then when the recordings are in your library, you can stream them when you're connected to the internet. Please remember always to do the body scan before each session. Don't skip on it. It's really important that you do it, because when you do that, you're going to get more value out of the movements as you go through the lesson. Now, your access to your library will not expire. The video sessions will always be there for you. And we've been here since 1981. And so we'll be here long into the future, serving you in every way that we can. You can count that you'll have the videos. And now, if you know anybody else that might be interested in these sessions, this really is the last chance for folks to join us. And the reason is Anat wants us to go through these sessions in order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And right now, session 1 is still available. We're still streaming that, and we'll keep session 1 up until we start tomorrow with session 2. So that way, new people can join us. And for them to get their free pass, just like you, they can go to this webpage, www.yourhealingfest.com. That's yourhealingfest.com. Then they'll be able to have access to them right away. As soon as they sign up, they'll get access to the recordings. Now, thank you for being here today, and do please come back 3 with Anat and the Neuromovement Healing Fast, Breathing for Life. And join us 6 minutes early to do the body scan. Like I said, we don't want to skip on that, and don't try to do it fast. Do it as slowly at the same pace that Anat does it. That's what she recommends. She's been doing this for decades, and she knows how it works. So see you at the next session. Bye-bye.